From headscarves, a good press, afros, cornrows, braids, perms, and fades. It is an innovative shift that revolutionizes the wellness of black hair through artificial intelligence. This is going to be a very interesting episode. I'm your host, Terrence Southern. Before we get into it, we took a break from the sneakers and we showed the boot game today.
Confidence, yeah. It really shouldn't be no arguments, cause you're now viewing the greatest of all time, saying I can't get better.
This episode, we're going to explore the fresh way black folks can take care of their hair and scalp through AI. Meet our wonderful guest, Dr. Tiffany St. Bernard, an AI researcher at Cornell, a scientist and the founder of SoCai. Building the AI solutions for dermatology concerns and the HairDays app, dedicated to empowering your hair wellness journey and a platform that anchors artificial intelligence to map the hair genome. It is so great to have you on the show. So first, I just want to thank you for joining us today on the BlerdOut podcast.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is absolutely groundbreaking. Like, I'm super impressed. You mind telling the audience a little bit more about yourself and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany St. Bernard, founder and CEO of SoCai. We build AI solutions for the dermatology space. So one of our products is named HairDays. It's a mobile application for women to track and log their hair journey, utilizing AI solutions to help navigate the crazy world of hair and scalp care.
That's what's up. And where are you from? Like, how did you get started with the SoCai and the HairDays app?
Yeah, so my family's from Grenada in the West Indies originally,
Okay, nice.
but born in New York, then moved to North Carolina, and then Connecticut for figure skating when I was much younger. Yeah, I used to be a very competitive figure skater or ice skater for many, many years.
All right, very nice. Okay. All right. Now today, the black hair care, black hair care is a $1 billion industry, and I know how seriously black women take their hair.
Yes.
I'm sure it's the same for you. What motivated you to start HairDays?
Yeah, so I always like to joke and say like hair market is basically like one of the few markets that almost anyone had or has hair, right? Like it's an enormous market. It affects almost everybody, right? But it often doesn't get the same love that other areas like skincare for some reason get. And the inspiration behind HairDays came from my own personal health and wellness journey. Okay. While I was doing my PhD in biomedical engineering at Cornell, I got really, really sick and lost a lot of my hair. And I saw this deep connection between my hair, mental health, and wellness. And I felt like that combination or like that Venn diagram overlap wasn't really being tapped into. And then after I did my PhD, I did a postdoc at Cornell Tech in AI. And that kind of sparked the applications of utilizing AI to even further help individuals along their journey.
All right, cool. So is that the story that the situation you went through while you were at school and the hair loss, is that a story that you share with your audience to kind of get them engaged, and how's that influenced your audience?
I actually haven't really shared it much with my audience. When asked, I'm pretty open book, so I'm happy to share what actually inspired me. But yeah, it's a lot of different things, but that is really what kind of sparked the fire behind like the health, wellness, and because at the time my hair was really, really long and big and stuff like that, and people comment on like, why don't you wear your hair like you used to, or and then I didn't realize that my hair was slowly falling out throughout that time, and of course that takes a toll on your self-esteem, and realizing that it was not only myself, the only person that was feeling like that. Other women that have hair loss, other women that have issues with their hair, also feel very issues with self-confidence, and so yeah, that's part of the inspiration behind what we do at HairDays.
Okay, love that. That's a very powerful story. So you developed a scientific method that digitally analyzes hair and scalp. Can you talk a little bit more about the AI? Was it Layla and what she does?
Yeah, sure. So Leila AI, she basically analyze from image, video data, extract as much information as possible to be able to provide recommendations and insights. So the curl pattern, the color, the texture, and so on, and then utilizes that information to provide recommendations that are better suited or more personalized to you. There's so many different products that are on the market today. It's just difficult to sift through and figure out which one works for you or which one, is a waste of your time, basically, right? And so like right now, the shopping experiences, you go to CVS or you go on Amazon, and there's so many different products. Like, how do you choose which one you should try or start with? It's kind of like a guessing game. Maybe which one looks cool, or some people open it and smell the package, but you can't really tell if it's going to perform in the way you want it to perform. And so that was kind of the vision behind Layla AI for the beauty and hair care industry.
Why the name Layla?
Layla actually came from my puppy. Yeah. I'm like definitely a dog person. I love, right now I have 2 poodles actually. And
What are their names?
one's a Rosie and one's Maya. And they're both pretty small, so I can travel with them. But yes, I love dogs.
That's good. That's good. No, I like that. So there's so many ways that you can wear your hair. With AI new products, what are some of the more resources like your app and does it matter what we do with our hair?
Does it matter? I see hair as a form of expression, same way clothing and shoes and stuff like that are. And so to me, it definitely matters. And it's how you style your hair really is a personal choice. And can you repeat the first part of the question again?
Yeah, like what type of products and resources, for your app, what are some different ways that you can wear your hair, and does it really matter when it comes to AI?
Oh yeah, so AI you could think of it as a way of like automating what might take like a lot of time and energy for an individual to do. And so one of the beauties of AI is that instead of like being able to combine I know your hair texture, I know you live in this environment, stuff like that. Like at a high level, an expert can do that too. But imagine a computer being able to bring in like millions of different attributes and being able to tailor the recommendations specific to you. And so that's how you can get more personalized insights and recommendations from a computer versus an individual. And it can also empower the experts to be able to make more tailored recommendations. So I see AI as like empowering. It's almost like a superpower, empowering others to make better decisions, live healthier, more fulfilled lives. It's not really a replacement. And I think I answered the second part of your question about does it matter? I definitely think it does.
It does. So can this app be used for, whether you're wearing like an afro, or is it curls, is it cornrows, or is it, your hair can be flat iron? Like it would work for all different hairstyles?
Yes, our app right now is not really focused on styling. It's more focused around health and wellness.
Okay.
But yes, you can definitely use it to get one of the features in our app has like expert insights from dermatologists, trichologists that are expert in their specific areas, and they're like kind of Instagram story, bite-sized educational content to help you make more informed decisions around your health and wellness journey. So yeah, no matter where you're starting, there's something for you on HairDays.
Right, and you said it also helps you with the scalp care as well. Like, can you kind of dive a little bit deeper into the scalp part of the feature?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the features in the app is also about logging and tracking like your symptoms, as well as there's a lot of like misinformation around like how to take care of your scalp, for example. A very popular, common concern is around like, do you need to oil your scalp? And a lot of people see like flaky scalp as a sign of having dry scalp, when in reality, most of the time, it's due to oily scalp. And so you adding more and more and more oil to your scalp, you're making the situation even worse. Right. And so on the app, we have truth and like myths and stuff like that. You can learn around the best ways to practice or take care of your scalp and hair on the platform. Yeah.
Okay, good. No, I get it. So when I think of like scalp issues, I think of like alopecia or whatnot. Like, so what are some of the ways that, Black women can prevent damage to their hair and take care of their scalp, and to avoid things like an alopecia or other conditions that happen inside of the scalp?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think so. Alopecia is one of those concerns that it's multifaceted. Like there are oftentimes more than one cause. Of course, there's oftentimes like the root cause, like if it's an inflammatory type of hair loss, meaning like the scalp or immune system is overreacting, or if it's due to traction, meaning like tight hairstyles and stuff like that. There's basically having healthier practices in just on taking care of your hair and truly protective type of styles are actually beneficial. Oftentimes we like want beautiful like tight braids or like slick ponytails and stuff like that, but those actually are really damaging to your hair, especially if you have alopecia. Mainly because when you have many forms of alopecia, the hair strands get smaller. Then it means they're more weak and fragile. And so imagine like you're putting a lot of weight on the individual strands as you're pulling your hair back into these braids or tight styling. So you're really making the situation much, much worse. So being gentle with the scalp, being like using healthier products, and trying to avoid, unnecessary like tension is one of the, keys to healthier,
Yeah.
hair.
So personally for me, like I'm a father of a 10-year-old. I have a daughter, and so sometimes I do her hair and I get it braided because when I don't want to do it, like what are some of the healthier hairstyles that are softer on the scalp and don't cause as much stress?
Yeah, so I would say like looser, but like a messy bun.
Okay.
Instead of like slick and like baby hairs laid down, they're cute and you can do it once in a while, but it's really easy to pull out the hair, especially around the edge. Like just like if I want to geek out for a second, like as you're pulling your hair back, like there's more force like being pulled around the edge, the hairline, and then it gets softer as you get to the back. So oftentimes you'll notice with people with like the traction type of alopecias, you'll see it around the edge. You'll also sometimes see it like where the ponytail is, because those are the areas that you have the most amount of force or most force from the ponytail or the braids and so on. So just being mindful of anything that if it hurts, you shouldn't, then it's too tight. So you should really undo it. If you actually go get braids and you have a headache after, your braids are too tight. It shouldn't hurt.
Okay. That's very informative for our audience, because I of course wouldn't know, like I don't have no hair, but no, as a father, like I said, I want to make a decision for my child, and I want our audience, members to know how to make better decisions. So that's very informative.
Yeah. I would also add maybe twists are also nice too.
Okay.
Like twisting your actual natural hair, not only with like a synthetic hair, but it's twisting and wearing it down or like loose bun or something like that. That's safer.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. So, do you think that the high prevalence of vitamin D deficiency in Black women has anything to do with the hair loss?
As I was kind of alluding to earlier, the hair loss is oftentimes not just one thing. I mean, of course, like I said, there are underlying factors for specific forms of hair loss, like male and female pattern baldness, for example. That's usually oftentimes could be genetic, but like your diet plays a role, your environment plays a role, your stress levels play a role, how you style your hair, as we just talked about, plays a role. It's like all of that matters. So definitely your vitamin D, definitely that doesn't only affect your hair, it affects a lot of things in the body. Okay. So you think about like hair as one of the last areas of the body to really get a lot of nutrients. So if you're having issues with your hair, you're probably having other issues going on in the body, even if it doesn't show up yet in the blood work. Right. Often like high blood pressure, like diabetes and stuff like that also affect the Black community. Those are things that you should make sure that you have under control, because it's, heart attacks are one of the number one killers of our community, right? But blood pressure medication, stuff like that also affect hair.
So would you say like hair loss is a sign of other things could possibly be going on in your body?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anytime you see changes in, especially if they're rapid, like changes in hair, changes in skin, changes in nails, could be indicative of something else going on. So you should always ask and, get some blood work done. Check with your primary care doctor.
All right. I'm curious, are these all things that you studied and learned during your research and, when you're at Cornell and whatnot?
Part of it's through my research at Cornell, but part of it's also just in working on this venture with SoCai. So SoCai stands for Standard of Care AI, but it also has a double meaning. It's Skin of Color AI. And so basically it's an acronym because we really focus on making sure that we build AI solutions that work for the diverse communities that they're supposed to serve. And our initial focus is on AI solutions for dermatology. And so, so I geek out all the time about all things dermatology, which is hair, skin, and nails.
I love it. Yeah, and just so you know, it's okay to geek out on the BlerdOut podcast. So,
It is okay,
so
great.
have your way with it. So your app is very user-friendly, educational, and fun. I have a daughter, as I mentioned, and I think she would love this app. Would you recommend it, and is it safe for a child to use?
Absolutely, yes. It's intended for like all genders, all ages. There's nothing on there really that I could see that would be concerning. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had children who've used the app before?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And what's their experience been like?
It's they love the colors and the. We also have. I love animation. So like when you log your hair, you actually get also shooting unicorns, which I love.
You like unicorns?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
yes.
Cool. That's what's up.
Yes.
Do you get a lot of compliments about the color of your hair?
Yeah, it definitely stands out, but it's actually one of my favorite colors, and
Yes.
so you'll see it in my clothes sometimes, and also like the brandings that I'll choose. Yeah.
So you're your own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's dope.
Thank you.
So you were awarded almost $1 million in scientific research grants. So congratulations.
Thank you.
What's next for you, and what's the vision for HairDays?
Yeah, so right now we're in the process of raising our seed round, which is going to help accelerate our growth over the next 18 to 24 months. We're really actually leaning heavily into the healthcare side of things, and so focusing on providing solutions for individuals with alopecia, for example, or eczema, or contact dermatitis, and so on. So I really am excited about what the journey that ahead, but. Yeah, that's where we're going right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Do you mind elaborating on some of the grants that you received, and what was the process of getting to the point where you received $1 million, almost $1 million?
Yeah, sure. So we've received grants from the National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, and then the U.S. Government Health and Human Services. So I mentioned the HHS, or Health and Human Services one, basically was to help avoid endocrine disrupting chemicals, so I mean toxic ingredients in products for Black women. And then the NSF grant, so National Science Foundation, that was for building out our Layla visual analysis system, so being able to extract as much information as possible from hair and scalp health to be able to make recommendations. And the most recent grant we received is from the National Institute of Health, is to be able to create a more on the recommendation engine side of things, but really leaning into the alopecia and being an intervention or a tool to help individuals regrow their hair. And be more compliant with their hair regrowth product. Yeah.
Got it. All right, very good. I'm impressed. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
And so, what are some of your favorite hair products?
Favorite hair products? Okay, let me think. So I love Mael Organics. I love their products, especially like the rosemary mint oil, which was really popular last year, trending. I love Melanin. I love her. What's it called? The African black soap shampoo. Are you familiar?
I'm not.
Okay, I love it, especially since I have pretty thick hair, and so I actually wash my hair in twists, and because it's just a headache to wash out, and so her shampoo is clarifying enough to work really well when your hair is in twists. So that's why I really love her shampoo.
What's it called again?
Melanin.
Melanin,
I think it's Naturals 85 is the founder. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Yes.
We got you.
Yes. So I love that shampoo. Love Mael's products. Who else do I love their products that I personally use? I also use the melanin oil. It's so many products on my shelves. I do use them. It depends on what the style I'm going for, actually.
Okay. And like, and of the products that you use and love, like, are these, things that you've tested during your research to make sure that it's safe on, like, the scalps for your AI research?
Yeah. All the ones that I use have very natural ingredients,
Okay.
as natural as possible. So during, like I mentioned, that while I was in my PhD, I got really sick. I also became allergic to life. Like, I went from being a junk food junkie basically to having to eat organic and natural almost everything.
Okay.
And I've actually been able to find a dye that doesn't break me out, but it's been a struggle. And so now I'm very, very conscious about ingredients and trying to avoid things that are really unhealthy and toxic. And I love the fact that, unfortunately, from a negative reason, but the FDA is starting to pay attention to ingredients in the products because our products tend to be more toxic than other. It's very sad. But
Has any of your research had an impact on some of the practices and policies of the FDA and the things that the chemicals they put in food or other hair care products and whatnot?
I'm not sure. I can't really speak
Not
to
sure
that,
yet?
but
Okay.
I mean, I would be honored if that was the case.
That was the case. Like, they started changing things when you introduced your research. So
Yeah.
let's hope that they are looking at these kind of
Fingers
things.
crossed.
They're gonna see this podcast and say, you know what, we need to do something about that.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
But one of the grants that we did receive was from the U.S. Government Health and Human Services, and that was specifically to help avoid endocrine disrupting chemicals in products for Black women.
Okay.
So they are starting to pay attention.
Nice, very good. That's impressive. Is your app gender fluid?
It's like, I believe in creating platform for everyone to feel comfortable. So yes.
Okay, I can use it.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
We do have it is very, like I said, I love unicorns and sparkles, so they got a little bit of that in there, but
Okay.
there is a dark mode that's definitely more more blacks, more sleek. The natural, the normal color is, I call it unicorn mode. Unicorn mode. Surprise.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it has more pinks and stuff like that in it. But yeah, anyone could use our app.
I love that the app kind of speaks to your favorite colors and the things that you love. Like, it's you in the app. Right? That's
you.
pretty cool. So why do people need to download this app immediately? Like, what are they going to get from downloading your app?
Yeah, so we believe, the app is definitely the best hair app out there today, now, right?
It's the best app out there.
Best hair care app out there. We packed it with so many features for every part of your hair and scalp care journey, from the tracking of your hair, like the symptoms, to tracking images and videos of what you're doing, educational content from experts, basically you name it. And all this is powered by AI recommendations and insights as well. So, yeah.
So I'm curious, because I'm in the AI as well. Like, what part of it is AI? Like, you can elaborate on, like, what's the AI part of it? Because, of course, there could be things that are programmed into it, I'm assuming. But then the AI, like, where it's acting, artificially and being informative.
So we use AI in 2 different ways. One, on the computer vision analysis. So computer vision, I know you're expert in this, but I'll still speak to it.
Okay,
computer vision is really kind of like the eyes of the computer, right? And so you're basically helping computers be able to recognize different things. And so that's one area that we're using AI, is to be able to help our AI system, Layla, to be able to identify different hair and scalp care attributes or characteristics that you can make informed or recommendation or insights on. In addition to that, then we're also utilizing AI for the recommendations.
Okay, excellent. And so, tell everyone what makes it so life-changing and how it's changed your life.
It's changed my life, and for now, okay, so you're asking from the perspective of me, the founder, or a user perspective? Which one are you asking about?
Let's answer both.
Okay. Yeah. So
if you don't mind.
Yeah, from the founder perspective, it's been rewarding to see how individuals have been using it and how the reviews and feedback about how I didn't know this or I didn't know that or I didn't feel like there was a place for me, and now they feel like feel comfortable in their own skin type of stuff like that. It kind of makes me like super excited what we're doing. That now from the user perspective, I see that it's really a place that you're able to get the insights and information that you need instead of surfing, like going on Amazon for products and like Instagram for inspiration and all these different places. You can get a lot of this information all in one place.
Okay, all right, very good. And for our audience, like, this has been a really good conversation. And I've learned a lot. Like, I got to go home and do some homework. But, if you could tell our audience kind of where we can learn more about your product and the HairDays app.
Yeah, sure. So for HairDays, our website is and Instagram is My HairDays, so MyHairDays. And then the website is myhairdays.com. And then for SoCai, to follow our overall like dermatology wellness journey, it's SoCai Labs, so SoCai Labs.
Very good.
.com.
And is the SoCai also inside of the app? Like, are they like interchangeably connected to one another?
They are. So SoCai is like our overall like business, and the AI lives under SoCai, and then the hair expertise is being used for Layla. Of Layla is used for HairDays.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. St. Bernard, for interviewing on the BlerdOut podcast today. I need everybody to go download the HairDays app. It's going to work wonders for your hair and your scalp and give you the information that you need to have a healthier hair life. And this is Terrence Southern on the BlerdOut podcast. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to us and follow us on social media at BlerdOut Podcast. Thank you.
Confidence, yeah. It really shouldn't be no arguments, 'cause you're now viewing the greatest of all time.